What does it mean to have your Mars in your second house in your birth chart? Watch this video to find out now. Welcome back to the Be the Hero channel. My name is Isabelle and I help you understand who you are using personality typing and astrology. Now, before I dive into what it means to have your Mars in your second house, hit the link in the description below to get my Horoscope Made Me Do It hoodie. Also comes as a t-shirt, but grab it now while it's still available, just for a limited time, in the link in the description below. Now, before I dive into Mars in the second house, let's talk a little bit about Mars, because Mars is oftentimes misunderstood and confused with Mercury. Mercury is the planet of the mind, and Mars is the planet of the body. Mars shows our primal instincts. It's like the last bit of our primal being as a conscious human being, and it represents masculine energy. So our Mars can indicate where our primal desires are expressed and how they are expressed and what they are. And it also simply represents our physical energy. Whereas Mercury shows us how we like to think, Mars shows us how we like to move through life. Those who have Mars in a water sign want to move through life on the basis of emotion. Those who have Mars in a fire sign want to move through life on the basis of passion, etc., etc. But that's all based off the sign your Mars is in. But you also have a house Mars is in as well. And the way to know the difference between the two and why it's important to know both is because the sign your Mars is in shows you how you like to act, whereas your house shows you where this energy is channeled and what is associated with your physical energy. The signs in the zodiac are the vibe, whereas the house is the where. There are 12 houses in astrology, and they represent the 12 areas of our life. And so whatever house your Mars is in will show you where this energy of physical action wants to be channeled the most. The second house in astrology reflects a lot of Taurus themes, as each house is associated with a different zodiac sign. Taurus is stubborn and grounded. It is focused on material security, and that is the key trait that the second house has taken on. The second house, simply put, represents wealth and worth. It shows us money and where we can make money and how we like to make money, how we handle finances as well, but also our sense of self-worth. Hence why wealth and worth. So when Mars, no matter what sign it's in, is in the second house, there is a desire to focus our energy physically on acquiring physical money, tangible finances. These people, when they embrace the planet of action to take action, they might find that they're naturally inclined to focus on building their wealth, building their finances, managing their finances. Now, however, as I say that, do note that it really depends on the sign that Mars is in to show how this will be channeled. Just because you're focused on finances, Mars in second house, does not mean that you're necessarily great at managing your finances. For example, if you're a Mars in Aries in your second house, you probably love to spend impulsively and then work a ton to regain a bunch of wealth and then spend impulsively again. If you are a Mars in Capricorn in your second house, however, you're probably focused on moving methodically towards your goals to acquire financial freedom. However, there's also more aspects to Mars in second house, and it does not mean just that you will be focused on wealth. Like I said, Mars is not just the second house is not just about wealth, it's about worth. And so these people find that they probably wrap up their sense of self-worth in how well they take action. It's really hard to explain what exactly it means to have Mars in second house without knowing the sign it's in. But hopefully you already know the sign your Mars is in and you know what that means. So keeping that in mind, Mars in second house generally may find that they want to take action a certain way, whether that's impulse or practicality or being emotional about it, moving fluidly. They find that they wrap their self-worth up in how well they do things. And they may put a lot of pressure on themselves to be their best, whether that being their best means following their emotions or being the best at something. And that the more they become lazy or don't take action, the more they feel unworthy. So their sense of self-worth is heavily wrapped up in their actions, and this can be a really big struggle for those who have a Mars in second house, because they feel that if they're not constantly doing things, they are not enough. In a way, my piece of advice to the Mars in second house is doing nothing is doing something. After all, you have to make the active effort to do nothing. So do nothing. Allow yourself to rest. And tell yourself that you're doing something in that process and you're worthy no matter what. This is a double-edged sword for the Mars in second house, as every placement is. So Mars in second house may struggle with more self-worth because of their actions, and at the same time, they have many gifts in the sense that they are going to be driven to achieve, driven to succeed. They might always, if they feel good about their efforts, they're going to have a strong sense of self-worth built off of what they do, which can be a good thing, and they might achieve quite possibly great financial abundance because their Mars is in second house. Because the second house has a lot to do with Taurus, there is an energy for Mars in second house of determination and strong stamina. So whether that is a Mars in Scorpio or a Mars in Aries, there's an extra level of consistent strength that is applied to this Mars. They can hold up no matter what, which could apply to their projects and their efforts. And in work, this means that they could do great focusing on embracing their energy of their Mars sign in an aura of determination and focusing on projects. And in the negative, it could mean that, again, they may struggle in their career with work life or with allowing themselves to rest. I did not note this earlier, but Mars has a lot to do with our career, because we need to do a career that is in alignment with our action style, how we best work, that allows us to work in that way. And so those who have a Mars in second house can do well off of work that is consistent for them, or they can do well literally working in finances or helping people build their own self-worth through taking action. This is, again, dependent on the sign it's in, but whatever sign it's in, that's how you like to take action, and that's how you could want to inspire others to take action as well. Making sure that you have work that you feel good about when you do is going to be important, because you have a second house Mars, which means that your career is also going to heavily play on your sense of self-worth. Mars doesn't just have to do with self-worth, it also has to do with our stamina and how we express primal desire, sexual energy. Specifically for men more than women, as this is a masculine planet, but we all have masculine energy. We have primal desire. Venus, on the other hand, is more so our controlled desires and balancing ourselves, whereas you can think of it as Venus is more about what we want versus Mars is about what we need as far as desire. And so those who have a Mars in second house can have more stamina in their sexuality and in their physical energy, quite literally. Mars is about how we express physical energy as in doing things, but also quite literally our physical bodies. And so those who have a Mars in second house may find that they have more stamina for things, and they wrap up their self-worth in how they perform. This is very, very true for men. So making sure that you are balancing that well is going to be important, because while it's nice and good for you to want to give, is as far as physically, making sure that you're not being hard on yourself and wrapping up your self-worth in your performance, so to say. Like I said, every Mars house and sign is a double-edged sword, as this is our physical energy, and we want to make sure that we are regulating it well. If this video helped you understand what it means to have your Mars in your second house, let me know in those comments below, and be sure to book a reading if you want to learn more about your Mars, the house it's in, what it means to have the sign and house combination, and so much more. There's 2 types of readings available, the ones for those who just want to get their questions answered and those who really want to get as much insight as possible. So hit the link in the description below to book yours now. While you're down there, be sure to leave a comment below if you enjoyed this video and grab the free birth chart workbook where you can understand your soul's unique energetic imprint as fast as possible using journal prompts. And if you like that, you're going to want to get the Making Mindfulness Fun Bundle, which is only available for a limited time, a little while longer, where I help you understand, where you can access all 30 of our workbooks and courses that help you understand your astrology and more for only $30. That is $1 per course, per workbook, and when you get this, you have lifetime access to all of this content. So hit the link in the description below to grab the bundle now. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Sincerely hope you enjoyed. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and stay tuned for more videos breaking down the stars. Once again, my name's Isabelle, and from my heart to yours, namaste.